All right, welcome back, everyone. I kind of wish the break was a little bit longer. I know for the viewers, you guys probably didn't, but
Radiant team back.
I know these players have been waiting for a while. I could have used a break, but we're gonna go right on into this one. We're in the grand finals of SCS. We just got finished watching a thrilling game in the semifinals. It started off a little bit slow, because of the techies, but we got there, and then the finish was incredible. But Team Shimapan, they managed to pull on through. Remaining. They got through it as they were on the back foot for so long in that game. But they did eventually bring down the throne and advance to our grand finals to go up against a team that's been waiting for a while. And a lot of names that you guys will probably recognize if you're regularly watch this stream, at least when I am casting. They're going to be Team Knights, and we've got 122. End planer Brink, Katsu, and Jimmy is I'm just me. So unless that's someone else stepping in for him, I didn't actually check as I was frantically chugging down a bottle of water. but yeah, we've seen a lot of those players on the stream before. Brink even dropping my name and his name. So a little bit of a shout out there. We saw him in chat watching that last game. But I don't even know if I introduced myself. I am Niz. Welcome to Nizcast. Like I said, this is the Semi-Pro Cup Series hosted by NA Dota. You can find out more about it at semiprodota.com, as it's an open tournament run every Sunday starting at 5 p.m. Eastern. So if you got a team, show up and well, show what you can do. Get a little bit of practice in, maybe a little bit of practice for the majors so you can lock in your roster.
Dire team pick.
Maybe that's a little bit of a stretch for most players, but it's worth a shot. I was actually watching a little bit of the Russian Open qualifiers or the CIS Open qualifiers for ESL 1 New York a little bit earlier today. It was all casted in Russian, so I couldn't really understand anything that they were saying, but there were some pretty thrilling games with one of the new rosters that has just been kind of official.
5 seconds remaining.
And of course the new team with Go Black and No Fear and FN and those guys. But yeah, they had some good games. They had a few shaky games, but it's always fun to watch the new teams and see what they're able to do. We've got a ton of new teams coming out moving forward for ESL New York. Like I said earlier in the stream, I did go to TI, so I was able to meet a lot of cool and interesting people, and I will be going to ESL New York, or at least that's the plan as of last night. So hopefully that will all work out, but let's catch up in this draft because we've got a million things to catch back up on, as I'm sure Mr. Sizzo will give us a draft prediction in the chat, and if you've been around here for a while, you know that all but I think once he's been wrong with his predictions. So I'm calling you out, Mr. Sizzo. Let's see if you can get it right this time. But we'll catch up here as we've got a little bit different bans coming out. As Lesh, Gyro, Lena, Tusk getting banned out in the first round. That's not too surprising. When you look at those 4 heroes, they're all really strong heroes, but that does allow Winter Wyvern, Bounty Hunter, and Darkseer, all 3 of them to make it through. And we see Team Shimapan picking up all 3 of them. Alright, Knights, I guess you guys got something planned here. They did pick up the Shadow Fiend and the Queen of Pain, 2 very strong heroes in themselves. So we're going to see what they're going to be able to do with it. The other bans were Dazzle and Rubik getting banned out by Team Shimapan, and Knights banned out the Phantom Lancer and the Storm Spirit, so they don't want any more of the Dark Raider Phantom Lancer. That's going to be getting removed from play. And they also played Tusk last game. Meth was on the Tusk last game, so they're not going to have to go up against Meth's Tusk. Man, that's hard to say. Although not that Meth didn't play well. I actually found that he wasn't really able to do much on the Tusk, and I don't think that was really a result of Meth's skill. I think it was just there were some really hard targets for him to go on, as they didn't really have lockdown for him to jump on a hero like a Darkseer, a hero like an Anti-Mage. They didn't really have ways to kill those heroes. They were all really hard to bring down. And yeah, you know, Ice Shards can of course stop the Darkseer. But that Darkseer got so tanky. He got, was it 4 kills in the offlane? So he was incredibly tanky. He's got his mech up early. He got the levels under his belt. So it would have been really, really hard for them to bring him down. And it just was awkward for him. So we're going to be able to see what Meth's able to do this time around. As I'm guessing he's going to be their offlaner. So I'm guessing he's going to be on the Darkseer. Very, very different playstyle hero. But we do have our next pick for Knights. They elect to go with the Earthshaker. And I have been spamming the hell out of Earthshaker
Radiant team
in the games that I've been playing. He feels so strong as a support. That position 4 moving around. Fissures is so good. We saw it getting used a little bit at TI, and I definitely think this is a hero that we're going to see getting used a lot more. I mentioned watching some of those Russian Open qualifiers. He was actually getting banned out in the first set of bans in some of those games. So teams already starting to really respect the strength of the Earthshaker, but we did see him slide all the way down to the second set of picks, where he got picked up immediately by Knights, and they're going to add a Shadow Shaman as their second support. Animage, he's going to be the pickup for Team Shimapan, as they're going to elect to go with another really hard carry. Mr. Sizzo, what are you talking about? Niz and Goofy cast? No, just me solo for tonight. But Goofy did start streaming, so go follow him as well. Goofy GG is his Twitch. Also, Goof GG I think is his Twitter. But yeah, go follow him as well. As yeah, he always puts on a good stream. He's a fun, really funny guy to watch, and of course he's really good. And he's actually doing a really interesting challenge moving forward, which is well, once he gets his new account able to play ranked games, he's going to be doing a road to 5K or whatever, but he's doing it all as support. And he's a player that he's been playing a lot of mid, and he doesn't play very good support, so it'll be interesting to watch. But yeah, he's going to be posting up a bunch of stuff on YouTube. But I'm way off on a tangent. Follow that man. We've got Ancient Apparition getting banned out by Team Shimapan, and Templar Assassin was the final ban for Knights. And now Team Shimapan, they have to make up their mind here. Who are they going to pick? It's going to be their mid laner. It looks like they've got Darkseer in the off lane, Winter Wyvern protecting the Anti-Mage in the safe lane, Bounty Hunter playing that position 4, moving around. And they'll add on their mid hero here in a second. Whereas Knights, they're going to look to pick up, well, we don't know. We've got Earthshaker, which could be support, could be offlane. Probably support. But we don't know. We know Shadow Shaman most likely is going to be support. This is why it makes it all so confusing, because if the Shadow Fiend is the safe lane carry, Queen of Pain sits mid, Earthshaker could be offlane, or he could be support, and then they pick an offlaner. However, you put the Queen of Pain in the offlane, Shadow Fiend could be mid, Earthshaker could then be support, and you're picking a hard carry. Their draft is very open right now, although they probably have a very specific way that they're going to be playing it already in mind, but they do have those options. Wind Ranger will be the final pickup for Team Shimapan. Sorry, the chat just caught up, Mr. Sizzo. Hearing that I called him out there. He actually did tweet me the fact that he predicted some of this stuff right. So I got to give him a little bit of credit for that during TI5. So he did get some of that.
Reserve time.
But it will be the Wind Ranger being the mid hero here for Team Shimapan. And now, Knights, they've got 40 seconds to decide who they want to pick up here. And I can't even make a prediction here. Viper, that definitely wouldn't even have been on my radar. So Viper's going to be the pick. That means our Earthshaker is going to be our support. Queen of Pain off lane, Viper mid, Shadow Fiend safe lane. That's what it's looking like for me. Yeah, I think that's probably the best. What the heck? Help? Uh-oh. Oh, we got to remake. Uh-oh. Help. I'll try to find our game here. Oh no. Okay. Whew. I was stressing there. I thought maybe Here, actually, I'll just put it on the screen. You guys can see. I thought maybe I missed the game. All right, we are gonna have our game here. Just a little bit of a delay, but oh boy. I thought they remade while I was sitting there waiting for people to pick their heroes. That would have been bad. But we will have this game in just a second. I'm getting called out by Brink telling me to look at game chat. I would have seen what was going on. But I can't look at that during the draft. It's like, it's awkward if you open it. Either way, we're going to be hopping on into this one in just a second. There we go. Hopefully I didn't check, hopefully they're remade with AP, so we will be able to jump on into this. It is all pick. Got a shout out to Nizcast. Thank you, Brink. All right, looks like we'll be able to pick all the heroes. It looks different when you're a spectator during the AP. Oh, maybe not. Maybe they fixed it. It looks like we're good. All right. Oh, it's because they have to alternate now with their picks in AP.
Queen of
Dark Seer.
All right. Hopefully no one clicks the wrong hero and we'll be set to cast this grand finals. We had a little bit of a hiccup there. I actually didn't completely read why we had to remake there, but looks like everyone's the same.
Shadow Shaman.
Wind Ranger at your service.
And who's the last hero? Earthshaker. Alright.
Earthshaker.
There we go. Let's jump on into this. We are in the grand finals here. We've got Team Shimapan on the Dire side. They're going to be going up against Knights on the Radiant side. Once again, I'm Niz. You're watching Nizcast. This is the grand finals of the Semi-Pro Cup Series. No money on the line, but bragging rights, and that's the most important part. So let's introduce our Radiant side, which is Team Knights. We've got 1-2-2 playing the Queen of Pain. Looks like she's going to be in the off lane. We've got Brink, which is the Nizcast fanboy. Love you, Brink. He's going to be playing the Shadow Fiend. Got Jimmy the Snitch. Or Jimmy, he's going to be playing the Earthshaker. Katsu's going to be playing the Shadow Shaman. And we've got Endplaner on the Viper. As once again, I'm apparently drunk with my camera work. We've got an Observer Ward getting placed out early by Meth. He's going to be playing the Darkseer for Team Shimapan. In the mid lane, it is going to be Saber. He played the Sniper last game. He had a little bit of a shaky start on the Sniper in terms of last hits, but it wasn't exactly the best matchup for him. Sniper hits, or Silencer hits really damn hard early on. Dark Raider's going to be playing the Animage. He was on the Phantom Lancer. The Chinese guy is going to be playing the Bounty Hunter. Sorry, I can't pronounce that. I can't call you anything else. But we're just going to go with the Bounty Hunter for him. And Pickles is going to be playing the Winter Wyvern. Whereas, I think he's happy that they've got the Darkseer on their side this time around. So he won't have any more nightmares of the Ion Shell. Oh, chat. Mr. Sizzo gets it wrong again. See, he says Spectre. Indy was on point this morning. I was watching those rushing games with Indy Bear, and he was on point with his predictions on who he thought was going to get picked. Oh my goodness. Alright, what lanes we got here? You guys are distracting me too much in chat, but that doesn't mean stop talking. You guys are having fun. I'm just having fun reading it. But I need to focus on the game here. We've got 1-2-2, getting a little bit of exchanges here with Pickles. As we do still have Blink available. Pickles, you stayed for too long. No! Pickles! Oh boy.
First blood.
First blood goes the way of Knights as 122 is going to clean that up as the offlane Queen of Pain. Ooh, Fissure coming out there. Almost trapping Saber in, but unfortunately getting him on the other side. Here we go, the Bounty Hunter is making his way up to the top, and they did actually spot him as he re-stealth with this Observer Ward. So 122 knows that he's there, and now he walks into the sentry. So he gets a few little right clicks there from 122. And he drops a sentry of his own. It will spot the Observer Ward. But our lane so far, it looks like it's just going to be 122 up against Dark Raider. Pickles was up there, but it looks like he's taking his time to get back up there after feeding that first blood. Looks like the Bounty Hunter is going to be moving around. In the mid lane, we're going to have the Wind Ranger going up against the Shadow Fiend as predicted. And in the bottom lane, it is going to be the off lane Darkseer going up against the Rasta and the Viper. So a little bit different than entirely we predicted. I would have expected Viper to go in the mid lane and Shadow Fiend to go in the safe lane, but ooh, Bounty Hunter looking for that courier snipe, not able to find it. They're just bringing the courier out to here to make sure.
Haste!
Oh wow. Is Jimmy going to come and pick up the bottle? Apparently not. They're actually going to venture on out now that they've got the sentry ward down. That's going to free up the Earthshaker to kind of move away and not have to just stand there and protect that courier every time it goes back and forth. Ray's coming out there. As Brink doing a little bit of harass damage. He actually took more harass damage from the right click coming out from Saber. But once again, pretty passive early on. I mean, we saw a little bit of a rotation potentially coming out there, trying to put some pressure on Brink in the mid lane. But it's just one of those hard ganks to make happen. Like obviously if Rasta is able to get in behind Saber in the mid lane, or even a good Fissure followed up by 3 raises, there's a kill potential for the Radiant side. For the Dire side, it's hard. That Shadow Fiend really has to overextend. We have to get a good shackle from Saber, and the Bounty Hunter's got to be there for them to get a kill. So they don't really have the best rotation potentials. 122 is going to get harassed back here a little bit, but he does have Blink available to him, so they're not going to be able to do too much. And I feel like both the supports on the Dire side, they're trying to get too much done and try to stop the other team from doing something. And frankly, like I think Pickles just needs to be stacking and pulling here, as he's not really going to be able to harass the Queen of Pain back too much. He already, unfortunately, fed first blood to 122, and he's already sitting at 4, almost 4.5. So he's off to a great start, and ooh, a little bit of ballsy play there from 122, trying to snag the bounty rune, but Saber was able to bottle it up.
Invisibility.
And that's actually going to cost the Queen of Pain his life. No blink for another 4 seconds, and 122 will go down. Saber's going to get the kill there, so we do even the kill total at 1-1.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
What? End Planers has been left alone in the bottom lane. He's going to be free farming up. He's leading the way at CS, 28-7. Only 1 ahead of the Anti-Mage so far, but Meth has completely abandoned that bottom lane, as he's going to be farming the jungle instead. And we're actually going to see the Bounty Hunter make the rotation down to the bottom. And I think that's the right decision. He wasn't really able to get anything done in terms of killing the Shadow Fiend or killing the Queen of Pain, especially now that he's forced out a sentry in the mid lane. So he can just go into the bottom lane, soak up as much XP as possible. And that just means the track's going to be online a little bit earlier. And that's really what you want the Bounty Hunter for, to get those track kills. Pickles, getting harassed, will be forced to freeze himself. 122's just going to stick around, get some more right clicks in, but Dark Raider's going to blink forward, try to burn a little bit of the mana of the Queen of Pain. And Pickles, he was backing away to the tower, and 122 read that, but a good job to come back and stand next to his Anti-Mage. He knows if he's with the Anti-Mage, he's going to be safe. And once again, we just saw this happen. Pickles getting forced to freeze himself, and 122 now, once again, Pickles staying close to the Anti-Mage. Good play there from Pickles. We saw a little bit of questionable play there when he fed first blood, but an example of the fact that, you know, Pickles, he can make mistakes, and certainly, you know, Dota is a game of mistakes, but he was playing quite well there. Now Katsu does have a sentry ward and not showing it to the Bounty Hunter. And oh, baited him in perfectly. Great play there coming out from Katsu as they get the kill on the bounty. Saber gonna get the top rune. It's gonna be a haste. As he's actually waiting for his bottle to come in on the courier right now. As that'll give him full mana and health, and then he'll bottle that back up. This is quite a while that he's spending away from the mid lane, but he's not going to miss any XP. As he should be back there in time before any of those creeps die. And this is just the Shadow Fiend recognizing the fact that the enemy mid laner is not there, so he's going to try to push the lane to the tower so that the Wind Ranger will miss any XP. But we do have the Bounty Hunter getting quite low again. They're not going to be able to get a kill, but that means he's not going to be able to defend this bottom tier 1 tower. I don't think the freeze is going to be enough to bring his HP up high enough, and yes, Endplaner will get the last hit there. And that was just a result of both these heroes not being able to attack and deny the tower at the same time. So Endplaner was able to time his attack, and with him hitting so much harder than these two supports, he's going to be able to do so quite reliably. Katsu's now back here. He's picked up a dust, so they're always going to be a threat for this Bounty Hunter, and that just leaves the Bounty Hunter to not really have a home. He can't do anything in the top lane, he can't do anything in the mid lane, and now in the bottom lane, they just turn around and kill him, and oh, Brink getting harassed down there. Jimmy was just kind of holding his fissure there, trying to position himself a little bit better to maybe help them get a kill there on the Wind Ranger, but just wasn't able to land a fissure. Oh, does that block? No, it doesn't. Oh, Saber getting so low. That was the long range raise, so he didn't have a further one to follow that up. But Saber getting very, very close to dying to Brink there. Nice fissure getting placed there. Unfortunately, just didn't block off right there. Had that blocked, surely that would have been a kill. Endplaner pushing up quite aggressively in the bottom lane, as he's going to get some damage in on the tier 2. And it's going to be so difficult for Team Shimapan to really make rotations on some of these heroes. They just don't have the tools necessary to get these pickoffs. I would like to see them really get some pressure on a Brink in the mid lane. But now he's going to have an Invis bottled up.
Fortunes change.
How close are they to 6 on the Bounty Hunter? Okay, about a level and a quarter. Level and a third, I guess. Level and 2/5, if you want to be exact. Before he's able to get that up, but oh my goodness. We've got the mech finished by the Viper, and look at this, they're just going to push. This is the value of picking that Shadow Shaman, as they're just going to be able to push and keep playing the advantage. We don't have 6 available yet, no Mass Serpent Wards, but they will be able to do so. Viper's going to be a big, beefy frontliner, although we don't see him frontlining right now. But with the mech, he's going to be super, super tanky. And Shadow Fiend is going to dish out a bunch of the damage. And Queen of Pain's always there to kind of punish you if you commit. As my cat's whining, I will try to quiet her in just a second. Here is Katsu. I don't know if that was a mistake accidentally hitting that dust. Oh, looks like she's going to settle in just a second here. Unfortunately, I did miss a kill as a result, as Brink managed to finish off Darks here. Caught him farming in the jungle at relatively low HP, I'm guessing. And now he'll walk into Dark Raider, get some good damage in, and oh, nice fissure coming out there from Jimmy. And they're going to get a kill on the Anti-Mage, and now they're just going to keep pushing. They get a pick off, they push again, and this tier 1 tower is going to go down the top lane.
Dire's top tower
and we already see Team
attack.
Shimapan recognizing the fact that that tier 1 tower is gone, and they're going to go and try to get something else done in the different lanes. So they're going to try to get something done in the mid lane here, but they're not going to be able to bring down this tier 2 tower, but they will get some damage in, even with the focus fire. But Fortify comes out immediately, and player TP's on in, and that's going to force them back. Bounty Hunter getting closer and closer to 6. That's the moment that we're really looking for. Once we get 6 on the Bounty Hunter, we've got track available, then they're going to try to look for some kills. Right now, they're just kind of trying to do what they can on the map, not lose too much. How did they see that Bounty Hunter? I have no idea, but they pinged him out. They pinged him out. They knew he was there.
Killing spree.
I have no idea, but we are going to have a TP up to the top lane where Brink has found another kill, this time dropping Pickles. And 1-2-2's there as well. Saber needs to be careful. They could turn around on him there. I'm not sure if he knew that Endplaner was there. They didn't really have any vision, observer wards, but he might have seen from Endplaner leaving mid when the creep wave was there. But he definitely made the right decision, not walking up onto this high ground. Had he broken that high ground, he would have walked right into a Viper.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Apparently the cat wants to cast with me. Hopefully that's not too loud for you guys. She will get settled in just a second. She's an old senile cat. But we are going to have another tower going down here as the tier 2 is getting pushed in the mid lane. As they will use another glyph. And there it goes down. And now we just see the bounty hunter who has walked through the creep wave in the mid, just trying to steal the creeps for a second, but it's going to be a little bit too late. And what do we got going for us for our team Shimapan? As we will switch on over to the net worth and see, they do have the anti-mage at 4,400 net worth, but that's quite a bit behind. 2,400 gold behind the Shadow Fiend already. Of course, those two heroes aren't really comparable in their net worth at this point in the game, but
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
But still, here we go. Keep pushing, using the Mass Serpent Wards. They're going to bring down another tier 2 tower, and this is kind of the way that everyone used to play against Anti-Mage before. When he was in the meta a long time ago, push, 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 put so much pressure on that the Anti-Mage isn't able to farm. We didn't see that last game. We saw kind of the concept of going and fighting against him. Nice fissure, separating Pickles and Meth. So Pickles is away from the fight. Nice shackle shot flying through, and oh, big play coming out there from Saber, as he's able to clean up 2 kills, dropping Jimmy and Katsu. Great play there coming out from Saber. But now the rest of them will have to back away as Brink and Endplaner and 1-2-2. They don't care the fact that they just lost their 2 supports. They're still going forward, and now Saber's running for his life. Shadow Strike. He won't be able to TP, but he's not gonna tick out from that Shadow Strike either. Tier 2 does go down, and now Jimmy on his respawn TP's up to the top lane, gets that fissure off onto Dark Raider, just forcing him back. But Dark Raider's getting close to finishing his Battle Fury. He's just about 200 gold away from completing that. And that will definitely help him accelerate his farm. Interesting to see whether he'll go for Vlad's this game. I imagine he'll skip it.
Invisibility.
It's hard because Vlad's actually does help you fight earlier, but it's also one of those investments that you go for because it helps you farm faster. But you do kind of hit. It's really when you think you're going to want to fight, because you're basically investing in a 2,000 gold item, which is going to make you strong when you initially purchase it, and it's going to make you strong later on in the game. But you kind of hit a dead point, where if you'd gone for an item that's a little bit more expensive than 2,000 gold, like a Manta, which is quite a bit more expensive, it's almost double the price. Well, it is double the price. Then you're going to be, of course, strong once you get that item completed, and that's going to work for you a little bit later on into the game as well. But it's going to take a little bit longer to get there. I hope I made that point clear. It's a little bit difficult to explain that, but you do kind of hit a power spike at a different moment, and the power spike is definitely a lot stronger when you complete the Manta, and you want it to come online as fast as possible, because either way you're going to build a Manta. It's just whether you want it 2,000 gold sooner or not. A little bit of passivity here, as it looks like Team Shimapan's actually looking to put some pressure on a tower, or maybe not. They're all going to back away. They're going to go for the top rune. 1-2-2's already there, and he'll actually destroy the rune, as well, Saber was bottling up there. Fissure coming out will stun up the bounty hunter, but they'll be able to back away. Feel like we're going to need a huge vacuum Winter's Curse coming out here. If they get a really good vacuum Winter's Curse, they can just win the fight regardless of how much they are behind in this game in terms of net worth. And I'll take a look at the gold graph in just a second as we lose the bounty hunter one more time. And that's a blink dagger already on the Earthshaker.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Oh my goodness. That's an early blink dagger on
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
He's only level 6, almost level 7. That's really early. We are going to see Roche go down here. We'll actually take a moment to look at our gold graph. It's a 5,000 gold lead for Knights. And now they'll get Roche, and that's going to be an Aegis on to the Shadow Fiend. Mech's going to get finished by the Darkseer. So we do have one thing coming out for the Dire side here, but we're going to bring up our gold graph. Or sorry, not our gold graph, our items, so we can quickly look through them. We've got an urn and a point booster on the Queen of Pain. We've got the Blink Dagger, the Asha, now the Aegis, and it's going to be an SNY, as that's going to be flying in on the Courier for Brink. We've got the mech, and which was a really early mech on the Viper, But we've also got a medallion added on that helps accelerate
bottom
how fast
tower
you're able
is
to bring
under
down
attack.
Roche there. We've got that blink dagger, that new, fresh, spanking new, shiny blink dagger for the Earthshaker. And we just got arcane boots, but a gem. They're picking up a gem already. That's going to help them keep map control, but also make sure that they keep this bounty hunter in check. If he
Radiant's
walks into a
bottom
gem,
tower
it's an
is under
easy
attack.
pick off for them. For the dire side, we don't have too many items, but what we do
Radiant
have is
structures
an
are
arcane boots
fortified.
on to the Winter Wyvern. We've got the Wind Ranger with almost an Aghanim Scepter. Just needs the Blade of Alacrity to finish that off. Besides
Radiant's
that,
bottom
Orb of
tower
Venom,
has
Arcanes
fallen.
on the Bounty Hunter, Mech on the Darkseer, and Battle Fury on the Anti-Mage. Serpent Wards did get dropped here. Tower getting kind of low. Expect an engage here. Wall's going to come out. Somehow didn't spawn an illusion of Brink, who will just blink forward. He looked like he was
Dire's
inside
middle
that.
tower has
I don't know
fallen.
how that worked out, but not spawning an illusion there. Unfortunately, not able to get a vacuum off either.
structures are fortified.
Not sure if it was still on cooldown or what. Apparently, I can't click on him. Nice shackle shot coming up from Saber. Will bring down Brink, but it is just the first life. He's got two thanks to that Aegis, as they keep beating away at these racks. As we will get a buyback from the Bounty Hunter. Dark Raiders come back to fight. Nice shackle shot once again. Saber's been on point with these shackle shots as they'll bring down 1-2-2. And now, Knights will back away. They weren't able to bring down the racks. Oh, will they actually stay? They are going to stay. Okay. This wall is going to be going down. There we go. As it expires. As we've got a bunch of tracks going out, so any kills here is going to be absolutely huge. Huge fissure coming out from Jimmy, who will even jump in, drop the echoes. They're going to clean up two heroes, but Winter's Curse is going to come out, going to bring down the Earthshaker. And will they be able to bring down Brink here as well? I think they will. He's desperately trying to run for his life. Dark Raider blinks forward, but it's actually Pickles who will get the kill there. Shackle shot doesn't land this time, but they didn't need it to. They get the kill
Dire's
anyways.
middle barracks are under attack.
And maybe Knights have stayed a little bit too long there, but Team Shimapan definitely capitalizing on that. That was a lot of track gold. Show fight recap, 3,000 gold going their way, but they did lose their mid-range racks, and of course they lost that tier 3 tower. Melee racks, the more important ones, still left standing. But that's probably the first, despite them losing their racks, that's actually probably one of the first positive things going so far for Shimapan. But we saw last game, they were down and out for a long time. Long time. But they stuck around and they came back in that game. You could say maybe there was a few too many mistakes from New Star, but you know what? Like I said earlier, this is a game of mistakes, and if you're not in a position to capitalize on your enemy mistakes, then how big are those mistakes really? But oh, this is a mistake. Bounty getting caught out. Brink's gonna get the kill there, but Jimmy's always been on point with these fissures. No hesitation. We all saw him hesitate early on with not throwing down that fissure, trapping the Wind Ranger in really early on in the game, but since then he's been on point with these fissures. Another fissure. Oh, that one. I think he actually would have preferred to get Saber on the other side of that, but it's not going to matter. They are going to bring down the melee racks, which is what they came for. Shackle shot will tie Brink to that range creep. And instead of running, he just stays and fights and just brings down Saber. As ooh, this one's looking quite one-sided so far. But like I said, don't count Team Shimapan out of this. They came back from last game and ooh, Sonic Wave cleaning up Pickles there. As now they'll move to the bottom tier 3, try to get some damage in there. Tons of tracks going out once again. You always have to be mindful of how many tracks are out, because if you die with that many tracks on board, that's going to be a lot of gold going the way of this dire side. But it looks like everyone on the Radiant side is going to be able to get away. Unfortunately, all this fighting has meant that the Anti-Mage, Dark Raider, has not been able to farm while this is going on. He keeps having to come back and defend and try to make sure that they don't lose the game. So since we last checked in, all he's picked up is the Vlad. So he did go for the Vlads, but now he's going to Blade of Alacrity. So the Yasha into the Manta is going to be the next item pickup for him. As we'll quickly cycle through everyone's items. We've got an Ogre Club getting picked up by 122. So Aghanim Scepter is going to be his next item pickup. We saw that Blink Dagger and already a Staff of Wizardry getting picked up. As Jimmy fissured, blocks off Meth. Brink blinks on in, finishes him off. So the Darkseer will fall.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Katsu's still holding on to that gem, and take a look at the mini map. There's not much vision going the way of the Dire. They've got this kind of pillar Roshan ward, whatever you want to call it, which gives them vision, but I mean that's not really going to help you defend your base all that much. They do have another one here on the high ground that'll help them a little bit, but unfortunately that means Animage doesn't have access to a lot of the farm on his side of the map, but he's doing the right thing. He's making the move to the bottom lane, and he's just going to work the Radiant jungle. And you know what? If the enemy team's putting a lot of pressure on you, we'll just go farm on their side of the map. Like, it seems kind of counterintuitive initially, but I mean, it makes sense when you think about it. If everyone's on your side of the map, go to the other side of the map. Mass Serpent wards get dropped down. This tier 3 is going down so fast, and Earth Fissure going out will stun up Pickles, but he will freeze himself, and Planer getting some damage in. Brink finishes him off with a raise. We'll lose our first hero on the side of Team Shimapan. Once again, tons of tracks going out. And Planer gets vacuumed back onto the wall, but oh my goodness, Jimmy just jumps in with the Echo Slam, cleans up one, cleans up two, cleans up a third, as Brink's actually going to get that kill. And now they're going to chip away at the racks. There's no one really left to defend. Animage has come back, getting a little bit of health back. Meth did buy back for it as well. But I don't know if they're going to be able to defend this. They're going to lose a second set of racks here.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
So eventually the melee racks will go down here. As Pickles has respawned, going to slow down Brink. But they just don't have enough firepower to deal with these heroes. Even 5-on-5, it's going to be difficult for them. Let alone with them still having 2 heroes dead. The Bounty Hunter has since respawned. Wind Ranger's going to be up in 10.
Radiant's middle tower.
Dark Raider's actually going to run into Brink as he's backing. He's going to blink over to the side ground where they're actually going on the offensive here. But Dark Raider won't be able to get out of there alive. Fissure actually stuns up the other heroes. And there's a Winter's Curse, so Shadow Fiend beaten away on his own Queen of Pain, but not able to finish him off. There's Jimmy with the blinking forward. And stunning everyone up, and oh boy, this could just be the end. Once again, a nice shackle shot coming out from Saber. He's been playing really well with those shackle shots, but it just hasn't been enough. We saw the one down here where he was able to get the shackle shot and then power shot through, getting the double. But that's about all that's gone right their way. And take a look at this gold graph. We're getting up to 20,000 gold lead in favor of the Knights. And Radiant well out ahead in terms of XP as well, getting close to 12,000 XP. Bring up our items here. We'll see the kind of progression coming out. The Aghanim Scepter complete on the Queen of Pain.
Dire's top tower is under
attack. The SNY has been delivered, but now Eagle Song and a Helm of the Dominator for Brink, so he's getting not only tanky, but he's going to start dishing out a ton of damage as well. And Planer's picked up a Sange and a Solar Crest. This is what he built his medallion into. Still just a blink, but now the Force Staff gets finished by Jimmy.
Dire's top tower
and
is under attack.
Who knows what Katsu's doing. He's making himself the tankiest roster I've ever seen. Fissure coming out, as then he'll Force Staff himself forward and then slam his totem on the ground for a kill there. We even had the Sonic Wave come out. For the Dire side, we've got the Glimmer Cape coming out from Pickles. That could be really valuable. Aghanim Scepter finished on Saber. Nothing completed for the Bounty yet. He's going for the Medallion. We do still just have that mech for the Darks here, but we do have the Yasha getting picked up by Dark Raider here, as he's going to get slowed down by the Viper Strike, and now he's going to get held in place by the Shackle, and he's not going to be able to back away because Jimmy's there with the Fissure. Oh, nice wall vacuum, will catch 2. But they're just able to clean up those illusions. The Darkseer will go down. Pickles now freezing himself, but he's going to go down as soon as that wears off. Bounty Hunter going to be coming back into the fight. It's just him and Saber left, and the good game well played will get called. Well, the Knights had to wait a while for this game, and our last game was quite a long one, over 70 minutes. Maybe that tired Team Shimapan out, but that one looked a little bit one-sided. As Knights walk away with the victory, and they will win SCS for the night, Sunday, the 23rd. I think it's the 3rd. Why aren't I just cheating? Yes, it is the 23rd. Just look at the second monitor. But congratulations to them. Also, congratulations for Team Shimapan. They, well, first of all, they got to the finals. So that's impressive in itself. But they're persevered through that last the second game, or sorry, the first game that we cast, the semifinals, and that's one of those games that you just want to GG out of. Like it felt really dire at times, and they stuck it out and they managed to win that game, and a game that finished pretty awesome. It was a pretty awesome finish to that game. Lots of back and forth, but they stuck around. They ended up winning that game. Unfortunately, they got kind of walked over here in the finals. But that's going to wrap it up for tonight. Once again, guys, I'm Niz. We had a lot of new people in the stream. I think we didn't finish with that many new people watching, but if you are still hanging around, make sure you do hit that follow button. I will be casting SCS probably every Sunday, or at least every Sunday that I can. And I do typically cast more than just the 2 games. I'm just trying to get back into the swing of things, as it's been about 2 months since I have cast. So hopefully it wasn't too shaky as I'm shaking off the rust. But yeah, so hit me up with a follow on Twitch. Besides that, I do upload all the VODs of everything I've cast to YouTube, so you can find those on my YouTube channel at youtube.com/nizcast. And also follow me on Twitter. I tweet about my casting. I also did a bunch of tweeting while I was at TI. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to tweet as much as I wanted to because I was getting very poor reception inside Key Arena. But I'll probably be doing a bunch of tweeting while I'm at ESL New York as well. So definitely hit me up with a follow. It's at Nizcast on Twitter. Besides that, Indie Bear's in the chat. Follow him on his Twitch. And also follow Goofy on his Twitch as well. But that's going to do it for me tonight, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy the games, and hopefully you're going to come back next Sunday to not only watch me cast, or maybe you might be playing. And if you do get knocked out, well, then you can come watch the cast. But hopefully you don't. Hopefully you get all the way to the finals and you win. But we'll have to wait until next week to see that. Once again, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next week. I'm Niz.